Alright everybody, so for the purpose of my video, I decided to go over a water tender. I'm here in Butte County at Station 42. So I was just going to start on the side here. And this guy, all that they have stored is a cooler. Just keeps water bottles and things like that in there. In here we have a bunch of hoses. This guy here actually is set up to be a backpack. So you can put it on and walk through. As you run out of hose, you can use a hose clamp to shut the water off on that side, so you can hook up another hose to it and keep walking through. All right, right here we have some more hoses. These hoses are all connected in the back there. They're specifically designed to where when the firefighter pulls it out 33 feet, the entire hose falls out, the entire 100 feet of it. At that point, they can turn on the water pump and it will fill up extremely quickly. In this compartment here, we have the burn kit. The burn kit basically, in case somebody gets burned, a firefighter, or if somebody reporting the fire or was involved in the fire and injuries of some sort, they can tend to it. Up here, we have the water cannon, this wheel here, and that guy there to move it around and control it. These guys here are all foam tanks. We have some more tools stored up here, obviously some more hoses, and some ladders. Alright, so down in this one we have the chainsaw. Typically the first two people who are cutting line, gas for the chainsaw. Here are chops for the chainsaw that you have to wear when you're using the chainsaw. In this compartment here, we have a portable water pump as well as some more gasoline. You can only pull water 30 feet up, so if you're up on a hillside or like more than 30 feet up from a water source, you essentially need to take this portable pump, put it down there to push the water uphill, because you can push it a lot further than 30 feet. Inside of here, we have all those tools that we've gone over in class. Here we have a pickhead axe. All their tools are color-coded, so black, brown, blue. It's how they can keep inventory of all their... As the fire scene can get super hectic, and as we've seen in videos previously in class, there's a lot of things going on, there's a lot of tools going everywhere. They need to be able to keep track of what's theirs and what's not theirs and make sure they get everything back. All these go right here underneath the tank. Here we have a brush broom. It's got these metal bristles here, so obviously it will be fire resistant, and then we'll be able to take out any vegetation on the ground. This is kind of the last what you will see when they're cutting line. Here's a Pulaski, as we've seen in class, as Tim has showed us before. Also goes here in this compartment. When we got here, it was actually in a different spot, but good thing. Part of the reason you do inventory, make sure everything's correctly put away in its right spot. Here's one of their shovels. They keep all their shovels super sharp. Needs to be able to cut into roots. This here is a Halligan, not extremely commonly used on wildland fires, but is super useful for structure fires. Police also use it a lot too, probably mainly for rescue or if they need to get into a place. Due to the nature of wildland fires and where they're going and roads that you need access to, they do carry bolt cutters in case there is a gate that they need to get through. Here is a combi, basically just a pick and a shovel. It's a multi-tool that they can use if need be. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that compartment. We'll move on to some more compartments here. Alrighty, so here we have another tool. As you can see on the top here, it looks like a McLeod. Has the teeth here, and then this nice sharp edge. But it's actually called a McLeod ski because it's kind of a hybrid between a McLeod and a Pulaski. You have this going on here, and then you still have your blade on the other end here. So yeah, kind of a two-in-one tool. Pretty cool. Didn't even know that they existed. In here is a foam pump. The water hose will hook up right in here, and all the foam will be stored in there, and they can basically smother an entire fire. So if there is a ground fire, a lot of times compost will catch on fire and you can't really get in there to put it out. So what they do is they just take the foam and submerge the compost. That way it suffocates it. Continuing on this back side here, we have this chute right here. This is essentially to empty the tank. What they use this for is they'll set up a big pool like right behind the truck. And what they can do is they can pull this open, empty it, the tank super quickly right into the pool, and then this water tender can go and fetch more water while they are using the water that they just dropped off to actually fight the fire with or to put it out. On the driver's side of the truck, in both of these compartments, we have a few 2.5-inch hose hookups. In this bay here, we have the breathing apparatuses. All they are is air. They're not oxygen tanks. They just fill them up to 3,000 PSI. They have to be recertified every 5 years. In this compartment here, we essentially have all of the hose accessories. In this top drawer, it opens up all the way. Hose ends. We have, just hose ends. Standard looking firefighter hose end that you see in cartoons, movies. This guy here is a hose clamp. So this is what I was talking about before. If you have somebody coming out with their hose and they need to attach another hose, they don't have to go run and back to the truck to do that. They essentially can use this guy, go like this, and it makes the water stop running. And they can attach another hose fairly easily without having water spraying everywhere. Alrighty, so right here we have the pump panel. Here is going to be your pressure gauge for the hose line coming out of the pump. This guy here is going to be the pressure gauge for actually the tank, so before the pump. So the tank can be pressurized, as you can see there. However, if they're using the pump and pulling from the tank without the tank being hooked up to a source, there's going to be a little bit of vacuum going on. So that's what we have below this zero here. In here, we just have some more hose storage. There is a McLeod up here, a 5-inch hose down there, 2.5-inch hose right here. Up here we have some more hoses. These are the same thing that we saw on the other side. They're all 100 feet long, however, all hooked up to the tank. Essentially all what the firefighter has to do is walk out 33 feet to make it so the entire piece falls out. So up here in this container, we have some batteries for things like walkie-talkies, headlamps, really any tool that takes AA batteries. This tool case, we have some coffee supplies. Because you never know how long you're gonna be on a fire. You never know how much energy everybody's gonna need. And then we also have some backup rationing back here in case they get stuck somewhere and nobody ends up finding them to give them their rations for that day. Alrighty, so it is now time to take a look inside the cab. So if we just start with this door, we have some manuals down here, incident reports, things like that, for them to be able to fill out, as well as equipment checklists. Some more batteries, because there really cannot be enough batteries. We have the dashboard here. Up here we have another water tank gauge. This is a Q brake, basically makes it so the siren stops running. GPS up here, backup camera screen here. We have some mappage going on here. Road map, just in case. Android and iPhone cord, because you never know who's gonna need to charge up, because it's probably gonna be everybody. Garage door opener for the bay doors. We have our radios here, and here, our head units here. Portable one here with an extra battery going on right here. Another radio with its charging port. Let's go like this. So these switches here are going to be how you engage and disengage the pump. This particular water tender has 3 differential locks, 1 in the front, 2 in the back, so it is full 6-wheel drive, which means 10 tires getting traction. This particular one is an automatic, not a manual. Their engine right over there is a manual. They have a backup streamlight right here. Now sitting on the passenger side. Right here there's a window in the passenger side door, and that's just so the driver can see down there, you know, if there's a car there to change lanes basically. Have our radio control up here, siren and intercom control up there. Alright, so this guy here is going to be the siren controller. So it's the siren and a light controller. So you can see all these lights are on. But yeah, that's pretty much it.